Yeah, that's where we'll start. You guys are still, I guess, at the farm, or
Hmm.
you left the farm. I can't exactly remember where we left off.
I think we were still there. I think we were just discussing where we were going, and Ragna kind of put her foot down at the end.
Yeah. Let's spend a few extra days finding the druids instead of walking through the portal next to us.
Well, and also, Queen Titania is probably more likely to agree with Arvid and be like, that's a bad idea. Whereas Zybilna, you kind of get that she likes the mischief and would be much more inclined to be like, sure.
Well, didn't Ragna also already talk to her and if she said if you get to me I could send you?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Well, then that is as far as my plan goes so far.
Yeah. I guess Ragnar would just be like, okay, are we ready to go?
Yes.
Well, I'll follow. I'll try to keep you all alive for now.
Ragnar says nothing to that and just starts walking.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, basically until we get there, uh, Griswold, can he think of like any other devils that were like maybe not fond of Baelith, or does he have any information like that, like enemies or something like that?
Probably not. I don't think you
Okay.
would have spent enough time there actually
Okay.
because surprisingly, you actually didn't spend a whole lot of time there.
Right. Then yeah, then I guess he would just like go over the stuff in his head that he can remember about it and just give as much information as possible.
Do a history check just for fun.
All right. Not terrible.
Um, because I'm not exactly sure. I don't know that we ever nailed down exactly how long you've been out of the Hells.
I think it was like 2 years from the before the start of the campaign, like 2 or 3 that they've been searching for him. Because I wanted him to be with the Leuvenhams for a while, but not for like like a really really long time.
So yeah, what you would have remembered for the most part, you probably wouldn't have spent a lot of time moving around. But Baelith has kind of he has like his own sort of complex, and there are cells, and then there are like torture chambers and things like that. You would know that he um, employs various different devils. He likes to acquire very powerful creatures and will like keep them captive. And then he also has a very big uh, forge that he uses to obviously create weapons and armor and things like that. Um, but you would have probably, I would say that you would have never actually seen him. Um, but you would have seen the people that work for him sort of patrolling around and um, that type of stuff. So various devils,
Okay.
spine devils, horn devils, chain devils, all the different
Yep.
types.
Sounds good to me.
You would just know that even amongst pit fiends, he is relatively uh, powerful, and he's in high standing. I mean, he is essentially the top general for Dispater.
Yeah. And I'm aware Dispater's like a big deal, right?
He is the lord of the
Yeah.
second level of hell.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So yeah, just any information that I think might be helpful, he would just pass on to them about he has a lot of people under him. He works directly with the Lord of that Ring of Hell, and all the good news that you just told me.
But you would also know that if while difficult for sure, defeating somebody like him would be a pretty big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And
Alright.
you have plenty of reason. All of you, well, not all of you, at least two of you have some pretty good reasons to want to put this guy out of commission.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then, as we're walking, I mean, we have a broad idea where these druids are, right?
Yep, for the most. I mean, they're pretty much in the usually in the center of the forest, right where that eye is.
Okay. Then once we start getting close is when Griswold will actually start paying attention to where we're going and seeing if he could see anything.
It'll take you a few days walking to get there, because you
Alright.
can follow the main path for a little bit anyway. So you can go down this way, which will be relatively quick, and then go around the lake into the forest.
And I will inform Ragna about how this guy likes collecting powerful people. So, I'll say it's at least unlikely that he'll just like get rid of them or kill them.
He's I'll say that you are also he is particularly interested in powerful demons and divine creatures. So Ragna would be of particular interest to
Yeah.
him.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
And Ragna throughout the travels would be pretty quiet. But Snickersnee would be chatty. He would just be chattering.
Your
Like all the
sword.
time. Yes.
Yes.
So there's not you're not really traveling to any particular like dangerous places or anything. I would just say everybody do survival checks to see how quickly you can find these druids. Yeah. Fairly easily you're able to find them.
I will as like we kind of we're on the trail of them. I'll kind of look to the others and I'll just say, well, not really. You probably would be able to communicate with them better, Arvid, but Ragna, you probably have a better idea of where we wish to go. So I don't know which one of you want to handle this.
The Palace of Heart's Desire is where you want to go.
I mean, I could try.
But yeah, off in the distance, you can see the main group, the Circle of Arda. There's probably about 10 or 12 druids, and they're all kind of just sitting around a little bit of a small campfire. One of them you could see is likely the leader, like an arch druid. Does appear to be a human. I wouldn't quite say elderly, but he's an older gentleman. You can see that he's got kind of a long beard, and it's not entirely gray, but it is mostly gray at this point. Looks like he used to have black hair. There's a little bit of salt and pepper in there, but it's mostly white at this point. And based on his attire compared to everybody else's, you imagine that he is the leader.
Yep, Ragna would step forward, not trying to hide her presence at all or anything. Not that she could easily. And she would just say, excuse me, you are the druids of the Circle of Arda, correct?
He would look up with a relatively friendly smile and, yes, we are. What is it that I can do for you? And as you're saying this, the rest of them kind of get up and step back a little bit. They're not like, they don't necessarily look like they're being defensive or anything. They're just sort of like, I guess, just giving room for their leader to speak.
We would like passage to the Feywild, specifically the Palace of Heart's Desire and Prismere, if you could.
At that, he looks at Arvid and kind of raises an eyebrow.
It's kind of important. I can't get into too much of the details right now, but if possible, would like to avail you of that service. You can make a donation if required.
And he kind of perks up at that. As well, as you may or may not be aware, we do take a vow of poverty, and any donations that you might provide would be appreciated and certainly helpful for us.
Of course. Is there anything in particular you'd like, or would a temporary monetary donation suit you?
Oh, whatever is most convenient for you.
Yeah, very well. Is there a set amount you'd like to be donated for this task?
I'm actually looking it up to see what kind of cost we'd be looking at for plane shift. It's probably not cheap, because plane shift is not a low-level spell.
Yeah.
Well, as you're looking it up, so like
Yep.
the guy's deciding, Griswold is going to walk towards Ragna and just pulled out his hand with with like a little coin pouch in it, and just drop it in her hand and give her 100 gold pieces, and he'll just, this is all I have left.
Ragnar would just nod.
Not much value for that where we're going anyway.
How much money do you all have together, the three of you?
Uh,
Because this is real expensive.
Ragnar has 76 gold plus the 100 from Griswold.
My funds, including the farm funds, I have about 400.
Technically, you guys are way, way, way below what the cost of a 7th level spell.
Yeah, no shit.
Based on this that I'm looking at here, it would probably be between 6,000 and 7,000 gold.
Way.
So the next thing is, what else would you like to offer this circle of druids besides gold?
How about access to free... Essentially, how about access to free weed?
Ragnar still also has the ingot, the gold ingot. That adds anything?
So, I would say
I think we got like 900 in the bag as well.
900. You have 900 gold in the.
Yeah. 800, and there was 100 in like jewels that was supposed to be given to me, but we never took it out. So it's 900 in the bag.
How much gold did you say you had, Ragna? By yourself?
76 bucks.
All right. So basically, give them all the gold except 10 gold each. You can keep 10 gold each, and then give them everything else plus the gold ingot. plus the access to free weed.
Yeah.
So we might have to find a way to take that off of your ledger, because these druids probably want to smoke some weed.
Yeah, figured as much.
And yeah, they're willing to do that. It would be actually, let me double check what the wording on that spell actually is.
Griswold is going to kind of look around at them and just he'll like walk over towards Arvid and just not really great with nature magic. How is it going to be like last time? We're just kind of sent somewhere in the Feywild, or will we be rather close to where we need to go?
No, for what we're getting will be relatively close to where we want to go. That's why it's costing so much.
That's good. Less time in the Feywild means less or more time, less of a craziness with the time.
More than likely, there is some sort of like teleportation circle in the Palace of Heart's Desire. It seems likely that there is one there, which makes it almost impossible to not be able to get there with that spell.
Real quick, while you guys figure everything back out, I am gonna go to the door real quick and grab the food that is 25 minutes late.
Nice. Actually, do Ragna. I don't even know the best way to do this. I guess. So, I want you to ask Zabilna a question. I don't know the best way to like determine if she'll listen to you or if you can contact her. I mean, I guess Channel Divinity is the best way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But
maybe like a persuasion check.
I guess just do religion, because that's kind of the closest thing we've got.
Okay.
And what you'd be asking her are what the sigil sequence is of the teleportation circle in the Palace of Heart's Desire. And with a 20, I think she would tell you.
Cool.
And that way you will get there for sure.
Yay.
Yeah, it wasn't even them. It was just letting me know that they're running late.
Nice. Yeah, no duh. I figured out that you were late.
Yep.
Okay, so yes, you are all relatively poor now. You have 10 gold apiece. And the druid will send you to the Palace of Hearts there. I believe he also has to go with you. Because it says you and up to 8 willing creatures who link hands in a circle. It doesn't specifically say that you can. I mean, I think you probably could, because it does give you the option to cast it against an unwilling creature. So I feel like they could cast it on you guys being willing creatures,
Yeah.
and not go with you.
As we're getting ready to go, I'm just gonna kind of get between Ragna and Arvid, and you say, right, so I've kind of forgotten, which name is it okay to call this one? I know there's ones we're not supposed to know and others that we are. Is it Zabilna?
Yes, Zabilna.
Okay.
So the druid cast the spell, and thankfully I didn't delete the Palace of Heart's Desire from the game. So you should be in the upper middle of the.
Yes.
And
Oh,
the
right next to
Jabberwock.
their cuddly Jabberwock, yeah.
And there you would see Zabilna. sitting at her table.
Sibilna, thank you for allowing us in. If you could send us to the hells now, we would appreciate it.
Well, I'm sorry it's such a short reunion. And she comes over and she hands you this sort of leather pouch to Ragna. And look, this is your old token too.
Yeah, yep, she
Um,
would take it.
it feels like there's something sort of like kind of soft and like almost like gelatinous in there. Um, and she just whispers to you. Um, she says, "For emergencies."
Ragna will stare down at the other pouch and then look up again and just nod. Thank you, Sibilna.
And as she starts to do the uh, magical the spell, doing the somatic things, you actually hear the last thing you hear before you're teleported is the Jabberwock just screaming. Um, Not because you think anything terrible, you just think that it's an obnoxiously loud, irritating creature. So it's kind of nice. The teleportation actually makes it quiet. Um, Make sure that you guys tokens are. So you should now be in the lower
Middle.
middle, yeah. And the dynamic lighting on this map is a little wonky, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but um,
First thing Griswold does is throw his hood up. He will hand out the papers that we made to everyone, with like whatever alias they chose, and just kind of, right, well, if we're stopped, it's probably not a good thing, but the paperwork I did for me came out the best, so uh, I and he looks scared shitless, but he's gonna. So I'll take the lead if we're stopped and ask for who we are or anything.
Ragna nods.
and I will say, Sam, if Shane is there, he might want to jump on now because you guys are potentially, because you should be able to see yourself on this map. So I don't know if you're actually still listening.
I am.
So you should be able to see yourself on the map. You are in a little square box.
Yep, that looks unhappy to me.
Yeah. You're going to probably struggle more than everybody, because you're the only one that is going to rely on the light that's actually in this place as opposed to being able to see. But so for everybody else, you're in what appears to be obviously the entrance to this place, and you can see this big symbol of Baelith here and his forge. And you can see like this is probably the thing that would catch your eye outside of the big symbol here. This sort of faintly glowing liquid. There's a golden sort of aura to this, even though it doesn't look like it. But yeah, you are now here.
All right. Is it any of the stuff I've seen before?
You probably have a little bit of familiarity of being in this particular section.
All right.
Arvid would just lean into both Ragnar and Griswold to make sure it's barely audible. When we find them, You all need to get to me as soon as possible. This isn't a request. Okay?
Griswold will just nod. He'll so we find them. We come up with a way to get them out of wherever they are. What chances are they're going to be in chains or cages? And we all meet at where you are. And do we need to prepare for a fight? Do we need to? I'm assuming you're doing a spell. Do we have to protect you?
As long as you're all touching me, I can get us out of here in a moment's notice. But it's a one-off.
He'll just nod.
Regna will nod as well, and Snickersty be like, "Oh, this is exciting!" And Ragna will just make Snickersty disappear.
And the sounds that you hear, I mean, you can hear it sounds like a working forge. You hear, bellows, and you hear hammers, and you can probably hear people screaming, all that fun stuff.
And Ragna, do your best to hide what you are.
Ragna looks down at herself and pulls up the hood of her cloak.
Also, I forgot to mention an important point. As soon as you arrive, Griswold, your hand erupts. It is like everybody can see, even though it's wrapped, your hand is glowing, and it feels like it has absolutely been put in molten lava. Your hand is just burning.
He will just throw it into, underneath his robe as well, and just hold it, and you just see sweat building up and tears running down his face, and he just let's see. Am I able to not scream like a little kid? Yeah, and he holds it in the scream.
Yeah, your lips are probably bleeding as you're biting down.
Mm-hmm.
But also, obviously, it is also, like for Ragnar, it feels like your armor is an oven. That the plate is starting to warm up, and it is actually hot to the touch. So, you're free to do what you want to do.
Okay. All right. Just from any familiarity I have, do I know if there is anywhere he keeps people around here, or is this strictly a forge and we're gonna have to make our way through?
It's both.
Okay.
Is there a front desk?
Yeah. Is there usually
You're at
guards around here, and are there other people? Can we see other creatures roaming around?
You will. You don't currently,
Okay.
but yes, you would come across some.
Ragna will glance at Griswold and be like, is your hand okay?
No, it is not. It's because we're back here, and he kind of is just saying it all through gritted teeth and veins popping out of his face and neck, and he looks like he's miserable.
For Callum and Signe, unbeknownst to the rest of the party, you all have been here for almost 3 months.
Dang.
Because they went to the Feywild.
Dang.
Hey, don't put this on the Feywild. We know what it is.
So the time passed quite differently for you than it did for them. They already took a few days to, leave Stormhaven, go to the farm, and then took a few more days to go find the druids, and then went to the Feywild after that. So you both are extremely weak. They are giving you enough food and water to not die, and that is it. You actually have not been tortured. You have not been put to work. You have been put in these cells and left, essentially to rot. So far, like I said, they're just keeping you alive, basically. But that's it.
So, like, 5 levels of exhaustion.
I would say you probably have 2 levels of exhaustion at this point.
Okay.
And also, did you get a new mic? Because you sound great.
I did not. So, we'll see how it goes.
Hey, you sound so much better than you have in the past. So great. All right. So, yeah, you guys are on it.
See, there's a spell I desperately want to cast, but I know I can't. Because if we didn't have enough money for the fucking transport, I definitely didn't have enough money for this.
Does my pain in my hand subside at all?
Nope.
Okay.
Because scrying would be perfect right now.
All right.
Just go ahead and roll initiative because you have just walked into the line of sight of a creature.
Ragna's
Alright.
going. She's on a mission.
Shit, go for it.
Ragna's too focused on her mission.
Igne would be proud. Just face first, run in.
With only 3 people, this might actually go quickly.
All right.
I would say though, as this starts, this devil basically calls out an alarm, speaking in infernal, and where you are, Callum, you hear this.
That's-
What does he say? I speak infernal.
yeah.
He's basically screaming alarm.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, Griswold is gonna kind of take his hand out from under, with the short sword in it, and the dagger in his other hand, and he just kind of looks back at Arvid and kind of shrugs his shoulders and just 1, 2, 3, 4. He will move up to here, and he will just ready and attack for if this thing comes into range of him, because he can't make it the whole way.
It definitely will right now.
Yep. All right, so I will slash out at him with my short sword.
Question for you, Matt. These rooms that we're stored in we can't see out of them at all.
Correct. If
Okay.
you didn't have dark vision, you would be completely in the dark.
Gotcha.
Signe actually has a luxury room. She's got a little bit of light. Mostly just because she can't see, and I didn't want her to look at a black screen.
Fair enough. Thank you kindly.
13 does not hit.
Yep, figured.
So this thing will attack you 3 times. It's
Mhm.
going to slice at you with its claws, and it's going to then swing its tail at you.
All right.
That's a 25, a 26, and a 16. 26 is as a crit, by the way.
Okay. The first 2 hit. The last one misses. And I will use my uncanny dodge to half the crit.
It rolled really terribly on damage, so you should be good anyway. Let's see, it's about half. So you're attacked twice, and you take 11 points of piercing damage from his claws. And Arvid, you are up.
Does it feel like this heat would evaporate any water or liquid immediately?
Does it look like what? Sorry, I missed that.
So is this the type of heat that would just evaporate water upon, like, coming into existence?
I mean, Griswold is sweating his ass off, if that helps you.
I could use... Yeah, I'll use sweat. So instead of him pulling upon water from his supply, he'll take a bead of sweat from himself, force it to the end of his finger, expand it, and launch it at the demon. Devil. Fucking creature.
They're different.
The thing. Ooh.
So technically that's called a sweaty bolt.
They're actually not super strong, but he does succeed.
And he still takes 15 points.
Yep.
I think I'll stay where I am because I like trying to keep a wide vision.
Regna.
Regna would step forward, use her bonus action to curse said devil, and then use her action to make Snickersnee reappear. And Snickersnee will just be like, "How dare you send me over there? This was exciting! Oh, we're gonna fight!" And that's all she could do.
All right. Quick rounds. You are
So, just to be sure, this thing screamed out. Lots of people already know we're here. So, Griswold is going to circle around him, not leaving his line of sight. No flanking or anything, obviously, but he will start going at him. He is going to try to slice at the back of his legs to try to knock him down a little bit, and then jab his dagger into his back. So, short sword first. 17.
Hits.
All right, so that's 10 plus 19 sneak attack.
I'll say you need to have disadvantage on something because of your hand.
True. Well, it's the left hand or right hand.
I think it was on your right hand, right?
Okay, so then that's my main hand would have disadvantage.
Okay. Well, you still hit with a disadvantage, so.
Okay. All right, and then yeah, so the dagger wouldn't be, or would it still be just because I'm in that much pain?
No, we'll just on the one, just on the main.
Okay.
The main
All right, so the short sword will be at disadvantage. All right, so then yeah, the dagger is going to try to go right near his spine and his back. 15.
That hits.
All right, so a total of 41 damage. And like he's not going to yell out or anything right now, but he's just going to be like, all right, we need to find them fast. And that'll be his turn.
And Callum, because you can hear this, feel free to yell out.
Oh yeah, if he can hear what's going on and he can hear the voices of people who he knows after all this time, he's not going to yell because I assume that he's had a tough time, but he will absolutely start just like banging on the wall door as near as he can, as close as he can.
So as he begins to do that, you all actually hear noise from right here.
Like, I assume there's no door, it's just a wall.
No, there's a door right here.
Oh.
It's a very solid looking door, and it's not like you're just going to walk over there and open it, but there is also a door right here, and when he called for help, some people heard him.
What are those?
Well, that's just a very unfortunate position to be stood in for myself.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll be fine, but let's be clear. If I go down, you're all fucked.
Yeah. For
Maggie.
many reasons. He's the escape plan, and he's the bring people back to life plan.
Matt, do you want me to just roll initiative to be ready to get in there?
If you want to, yeah.
Sure.
Do I count as other people heard Callum yelling?
From where you are, I don't know that you would have heard anything.
Fair enough. Continue.
I mean, you can't see it, but like this is literally right outside of the cell that he's in.
Oh, so when he
You're
started
right, I
banging, we
can't.
heard it. The cell it was coming from.
Yeah, so I mean, you can
Okay.
hear the banging that Callum is doing right there.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna reset the, because it was actually,
It's gonna be this one's turn, right?
yeah. All right, he's going to then how do I do this? Okay, let me just do it this way. Okay, cool. So, in addition to the help, this guy actually is able to bring in another one.
Ah, I'm blind.
Yeah, I just went blind too.
I was just about to
And
say.
then I moved my token, and now I'm not.
Oh yeah, same.
I was just about to say, did he roll to banish me?
That was weird. Let me try this again. Because I had the same thing. Everything went dark.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
That's not what I wanted.
I'd like to introduce our new creature feature. It came from Roll20.
Yeah, that was weird. But yeah, he summoned another one. Once per day, has a 30% chance to summon another, and he succeeded.
Devils are fun like that.
Indeed.
I just want to move here to look at what the hell this thing. Oh, there's multiple things down there. Okay, great.
So what you're looking, these things that you're fighting, are barbed devils. And that was gonna be his turn. It is this one's turn. He's gonna. Actually, he doesn't need to. He's just gonna attack Arvid 3 times.
Oh, yay.
Oh, whoops. I did that wrong. 9, 18, 19. So
I've got a
claw and
17.
yeah, the claw and the tail hit. So you take 17 points of piercing damage. And it is your turn. Oh, wait a minute. This one's not in the initiative order for some reason.
There we go.
There it is. Still your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna need to make sure I can cast spells. Ah, fuck it. Ab is going to take a deep breath and exhale a bunch of smoke as he summons the smoke elemental.
I'll never not think of it as a pot smoke elemental.
I mean, yeah. This sprite is technically a smoke method.
Mm-hmm.
And it acts on my turn, so that's my action to summon it. I'm not going to use any bonuses, but to that nice thing that's just hit me, I'm going to hit it. I'm going to slam it twice. So I'm assuming a 21 hits.
Yep.
Uh, 10 misses. Wait, why is it rolling as a GM?
Because it's a
Yeah.
creature, and they're all set to do that.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
But is this considered magical damage that it's doing?
It is.
For summon elemental,
1 second.
only if you are a shepherd druid.
Oh, then no.
So it's going to be halved.
Okay. It's still something else for them to hit other than me.
And I would say at this point, actually, Signa, you can now hear the sounds of fighting.
Hey! Hey! Let me fight!
Ragna, it is your turn.
Okay. Ragna is going to attack the devil right in front of her. There we go. Twice.
That's terrifying.
So just the 14 and the 17. Oh, plus the 4 as well, sorry. On each one. Because it's
39.
All right. Well, looks pretty hurt at this point.
Okay, can she throw a... Can she throw a smite at it?
I don't see why not.
Smite it. Plus 12.
Looks very, very hurt.
Does it do an extra d8 to fiends, or is it only to undead?
A divine smite.
I think that depends on the
Or fiend, yeah.
the paladin.
Yeah.
The damage
okay.
increases by 1d8 if the target is undead or fiend to a maximum of 68.
Ah.
Okay, he's really, really hurt.
Well, and I'll just tell you because it always works out this way. He has 1 hit point.
Ragna's very angry.
You did 8, he had 9, so that's just always how it works.
Darn it. Ragna's furious. Snickersnee is squealing in delight.
All right, Callum, it is your turn.
Inside the cell, since there are these voices of people he knows but has not seen in a very long time, Callum's first response is going to be to use his action on stillness of mind, which should remove any charm or fear effect from him. But he still hears them, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
So at that point, there would just be like this, in addition to the continued kind of like banging on the door, there's a croaking, like disused voice of Callum just, if that's really you, I suggest you open this door. But that's all he can do.
Griswold.
All right. Am I able to hear that over like the fighting and stuff and through the door? Like I know we probably can't yell crazy loud.
You probably hear muffled sound. You may not be able to recognize his voice, but
Muffled humanoid voice.
yes,
All right.
someone speaking common.
Okay. Then yeah, I am going right here to the door. I am skipping. I will sheath my short sword, and I will try to lockpick it with, I'm assuming, disadvantage since my hand.
Yep.
29.
Holy shit.
You gave him something to increase his... to get to that level, so...
Yeah. Well, no, but still, I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. So Griswold kind of just, when the door opens, and he puts his hand out to help him up.
Yeah.
And he will pull you up, and instantly, I mean, I'm assuming that takes my action and bonus, right? So I don't get like a stab with the dagger.
Yeah, you the action to unlock the door, bonus action to actually help him up.
Okay. And yeah, so I will just once again turn around, weapons in hand, and just over my shoulder say, "Do you know where Signa is?" And that'll be my turn.
I assume I don't know where Signa is.
You do not.
Okay.
You have not seen her in a while.
Oh, and Matt, I do have one other question. For my level 8 feat, I took telepathic. It doesn't say a creature you see within 60 feet. So would I technically just be able to try to think of Signa and see if she's within 60 feet of me?
Yep.
Okay, that's good to know for next turn then. Yeah, that's my turn.
Well, I guess Ragna and Griswold both just roll attacks because this guy is going to unsuccessfully, I'm sure, try to run away from you.
Oh, and the Mephit.
That too.
I'm going to save mine in case I need to not take a lot of damage.
All right.
Ragna will do her attack though.
The Mephit definitely hits it.
Yep. So he's dead. But he was going to try and flee because he was obviously in trouble. All right. So this guy is going to. I guess he's going to keep attacking. Actually, you know what? He's going to
Hit the thing that's been hitting you.
Okay, he's going to do this twice. He's actually going to hurl flames at you, Arvid.
Well, that's not nice.
Looks like the first one misses with a 12, and then the second one's a crit, 25.
I'll silvery barbs that. So, roll again.
$21. It's not a crit.
Yeah, I'll still take the not a crit, and I'll give Ragnar advantage.
No.
You take 11 points of fire damage.
Yay!
This guy's kind of screwed
Yeah.
because you like barred him inside. So let's see, what does he have to do here? Oh well, he actually has a 10-foot range. He actually can hit the Mephit.
So the Mephit has a AC of 15. And
So 15
is
and a 21.
yeah. He's also immune to fire and poison.
He is doing neither of those things, but it does need to make a Constitution saving throw twice.
It's also immune to being exhausted, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, and unconscious.
None of that either.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just bringing it up in case that's what it's doing.
Yeah.
That's the first one, which I'm assuming fails. Does it need to make the second one?
No, because it does fail. It was only a DC 12.
Yeah.
But so first off, it takes 21 points of slashing damage. And it is now infernally wounded. At the start of its turn, it will lose 5 hit points every time, every start of its turn. You can attempt to staunch the wound if you'd like, with a medicine check, but if not, it's just going to take 5 points at the start of every turn.
No, I'm good. It's basically here to take attacks.
Yep. Alrighty, Griswold, 3
He
attacks.
can go around and attack the Mephit too if it wants to. I won't mind.
Yeah, it could. Well, that's a natural 1.
All right.
Wow. It's a 7, a 12, and a 16. It's actually 3 times and missed all of them.
Ooh. All right. I'm happy about that.
Arvid.
I'm going to use my action to do this. No, thank you, and disengage. And instead of attacking, I'm going to give the Mephit no direction. That means it's just going to spend its action dodging.
Okay.
Bonus, I'm going to hold off on casting any unnecessary spells for now, so that's it.
Ragna.
Okay. Regna is gonna come down there, use her bonus action to swap her curse to this one, and then attack it twice.
Yeah, I think the first one's going to be an advantage for you.
Yeah. Good. Although the second one I think still misses. Oh wait, why is there 3 of them? Okay, the first 2 then, which is better.
So you rolled an 11 and a 14? Or 19 and a 14?
Sorry, I rolled a 24 and an 11, so just the first one. 18 total.
Okay. All right. Callum.
Staggering up with the help of William, Callum's going to lean into this other door since it's now unlocked and open it with his object interaction just to get it opened, unless that demon's in the way.
Technically, it is just the one door. That the
Oh, okay, gotcha.
the wall just did go all the way across.
Gotcha.
So he is standing in the way. You can move through him because the creature
Yep.
behind him is dead, but you remember your speed is halved and you have
Yep.
disadvantage as well on ability checks.
Yep. So Callum's going to move through to here. That takes 15 of his 25 feet of movement. And
I'll just go ahead and get rid of that creature there too.
Seeing the barbed devil here attacking one of his friends, and well, I hope you're real, and is going to just unload on this devil. All unarmed, obviously, because he has nothing.
Yeah, so that's I didn't mention it. I should have. So Callum and Signe, neither of you wear armor, I don't believe, but you don't have any of your weaponry or armor.
Yep.
I mean, technically, you don't have any of your items at all, but just if you want to attack, you have to attack with your hands or improvised weapons or whatever. But and even though you're not in the initiative order, we're just gonna say that Signe, you're gonna continue yelling as loud as you can, banging on the door, and you guys can probably Ragna, you probably hear from it's below you to the south. You hear
This time I will be right back and get my food.
Cool.
So those 2 attacks on this barbed devil, I assume it's still up.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to throw a hand of harm on the crit. And an extra d6 because it was a crit. Come on. Should just be 1d6. So an extra 5. So 15 more necrotic. And then I'm going to use a bonus action to throw a third blow. Wow. I really didn't like this guy.
Clearly.
The guy that you're standing on, the dead body, he's probably the one that would have been the guard that you would have that would have been handing you your food. This one is actually the one that was summoned by the guy that was doing that.
Well, whatever the case, he
Yeah.
took 20, 27, 32 magical bludgeoning and 15 necrotic.
Yeah.
And then I still have 10 feet of movement, so Callum will do his fade back away, and that's the turn.
And Signe, I see that you rolled initiative, but I don't see you in the turn order for some reason. That's weird.
Did you not click on your token before you rolled it?
There
Did
you
it work
are.
that time?
Yeah, it did.
Just want to
I
point out I was using my feral instinct to gain advantage on initiative rolls.
Very nice. This is the most excitement you've had in a while. You hear sounds of battle. Let's go.
So you just hear, like, if anyone's around, just repeated, "Let me fight!" as she starts consistently kicking one spot in the door, trying to dent it out.
slowly because your speed is halved.
Yep. But the anger is still there.
It is Griswold's turn. I don't know. We're just wait for Mike to get back.
Well, we found them both. We can leave now.
Yay!
They don't have any of their stuff.
Not my problem.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just thinking Signy's probably not going to want to leave her axe in the hells. That's just me. I don't know.
I mean, you're right. She's not going to want to.
And I mean, you technically lost everything on your character sheet at the moment. You'd basically be wearing your, some burlap sacks, which is pretty much what Callum wears anyway.
Yeah. Callum lost 11 rocks, a strip of fabric, and 10 days of rations, and a stick.
I now have my food that was supposed to be here before the game started.
Yeah. And it is your turn, so.
All right. Well, I am going to look back at Callum and just toss the short sword at his feet, and I will say, I'm going to find Signe and start running this way. And in my head, can I just think, or you said we hear her?
Yeah, it's just the other direction, down
Am I-
down where everybody is. It's down
Oh,
in this
okay.
direction.
All right, so, all right, so then, yeah, I'm going to use my action to disengage. Or, I'm sorry, my bonus action to disengage. I'll go here. And I can't make it through, right? Or can I try to squeeze?
No, because you wouldn't be able to make it through the. If it was your people, yes, but you won't be able to make it through him.
All right. Well, then in that case, I am not going to. Actually, I'll give him the short sword, and I will
Yeah.
just.
Callum's literally better punching off people than stabbing them.
Okay. Well, then I will keep the short sword, but I will, since I already used my bonus action, I'm going to move here. Well, no, I can't hit from there.
I know we don't fight often, but you have watched him punch men out
Yeah.
in just normal fights.
All right. So yeah. So I will just stay here. And I will use my action to dodge, and I will just kind of say that must be Signe. Clear these out of the way, and we could get to her.
Well, I
If
think
you-
you'd have use your action to disengage, right? Or do you
Yeah,
have the
bonus
ability
action to
do that, right?
disengage.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
If you do
And then
try
I'll
to
just
tune
dodge.
into her thoughts, you tune into an unsavory, inventive new curse string.
Yeah. I'll
She's
definitely say
had-
she's close.
She's had 3 months to practice.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Arvid, you're the first one to hear this loud sound of this door behind you raising.
As in, like, this door or this
Door,
door?
yes.
Oh, joy.
All right, so this one is just gonna get that stupid method.
Well, it's dodging, so you're at disadvantage. So,
What's its AC?
15.
All right, so it misses once. It takes 12 points of damage.
It's still going.
And this one will actually attack Ragna. 23 and 23.
Both hit.
And
Well,
so
actually, she's going to use her reaction to cast. Wait. Did we swipe at the guy that died already, or was that a different thing?
I think that was a previous turn.
You did
Okay.
swipe at someone. Yeah, I think it was a previous turn, though.
Okay. Then she's gonna shield, so she should be good.
righty. Griswold, 21, 20, 16. First two
Alright.
would hit.
It would, but I'm
Oh.
also gonna shield.
You bastards. I mean, I'll be honest with you, it was almost a waste because he rolled terrible on damage, so.
Mhm.
Arvid.
Well, fuck.
New devils you haven't seen yet.
Oh, joy!
You get the impression, Griswold, this may be your fault and your glowing hand.
Yeah.
As Arvid looks to the right, to the rest of the group, I would suggest you get her out now. As he... I didn't think I'd be spending this so fucking quick. At 5th level, he's going to cast Cone of Cold. As he starts to shudder in hell and produced a ice storm from his hands.
Be a cold day in hell, right?
Fucking damn right. In a cone going through that goddamn door.
So who is it hitting?
Well, it's a 60-foot cone, so I think I'll be hitting all 3 of them. So anything up to here, basically.
All right, so let's see. What's the con save for?
DC 16.
Yeah, but was it 4? What is it? What if
Uh,
it's
Is it
half.
half damage?
Oh, half damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if they die, they become a frozen statue in hell. They're not gonna die from it, but you know.
Alrighty, so 2 of them fail and 1 of them succeeds.
And because of where I'm stood, I'm going to spend 3 counts of the balm on myself. And I've got 3 temporary hit points. And I think I'm going to have the method attack twice. So it takes 5 points of infernal damage. So, slam. Which hit crit. And a slam. So that's 19. That's 28 points of smoke damage.
So halved.
Yeah. I assume that thing's still up.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna move the elemental, knowing it's probably gonna get hit. So I'll bring it in this direction, hoping to just draw some opportunity attacks.
Wow. So I got 2. I rolled a nat 1 on both of them.
Okay, the rest of its movement, it's gonna stand right there and yeah, it's not looking good over this side, guys.
Ragna.
She's gonna step forward 1 and attack twice. Snicker sneak. And she's going to throw in a where is it? Divine Smite
With an extra
Oh.
D8.
with an extra D8.
All right.
40 total.
Callum.
Hey, the guy I punched last time still standing around. Let's try to fix it. Oh, it won't let me move up into the space I was in before. Let's try that. There we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, gonna punch him. Surprise, surprise.
Squares don't fit perfectly in this map, so you're kind of like standing in a wall partially.
And yeah, let's throw the third one as just a bonus action. Two hits, I assume.
Yeah. They have a AC of 15.
And he wasn't poisoned earlier when I hit him, was he?
They are immune to poison.
Figure. Okay, well, he can take another 19 magical bludgeoning. And then, since Arvid's out there making some noise, I can get to there. And that's Callum's turn.
Signe, in your cell.
Taking that goddamn door in.
All right. You're not going to be able to break it down, but if you want to roll an attack on it, it's fine. Yeah, it's a good hit. Griswold.
All right. Yeah. Griswold will kind of just, everyone get inside here and barricade the door. I'll get her out. And I will take an attack of opportunity from that one.
You won't, because I drew its attack of opportunity from the method.
Oh. Okay. All right. So yeah, I will slash at this one with the short sword and try to sink my dagger into his gut. 20.
17 technically, because you still have disadvantage.
Oh yes,
But-
with the short. Yep, you're right.
But it still hits. So
Okay. So then the sneak attack with it is 18 total so far. And the offhand with Shadow Song,
Is your short sword magical, by the way? Oh, it's
it's a plus
yeah.
one. Yep. So then an extra. I don't know if they're anything with necrotic damage, but an extra 6 points.
They are not immune to necrotic damage.
All right. So
Or
a total
resistant.
of 24.
Looks pretty hurt, but it is still standing.
Yeah, and I'll just in my mind I'll think to Signe, and she could hear me talking to her, and I'll just say, once we're all together, grab hold of Arvid. And that'll be my turn.
right. So this is going to claw at Ragna. That's a critical. And also do a strength saving throw.
Okie dokie.
All right. So you take 16 points of damage, and then it tries to wrap its arms around you, but you give you a big hug, but you knock it back, and it is you reject it, and it can't grapple you.
Whack him with the hilt of Snickersnee. Snickers.
So the one behind it is actually going to then attempt to attack you again. Misses with a 16 on the second. So do another con save. All right, so you succeed on that. So you take 12 points of slashing damage from this big glaive that it brings down on you. Oh,
Ragnar, whack it.
nope, because it moved. Oh, yeah, you can. Yeah, you weren't there. He was trying to avoid that, but I forgot he was right next to you.
Yeah, you could avoid me.
Yeah, I can avoid you. Yeah, that hits.
Well,
All right, so it does take 12 points of damage from Snickersnee, but he's going to come down here and attack Arvid, and he's going to do the same. This one's going to do the same. So, strength save from Arvid, as well as the attacks that he's going to make. He misses on one.
and I believe Arvid is out of Ragnar's aura.
So you
Told
take-
him it wouldn't have helped.
So you would take 10 points of piercing damage as he claws at you, and you are also now grappled by him.
That's not a concern right now, but thank you for the notification.
Yes. It will be a concern at the start of his turn, though.
I will take that under heavy advisement.
Yes. All right, so let's see. All right, so Arvid, you probably see this. Callum, you definitely see this. This guy right here, you can see that he sort of like throws his arms out, and 4 massive chains sprout out from his sides, and he is going to step up here and attack a lot. Let's see. So, a 27 and a 22 on the Mephit. It is dead. So we'll just go ahead and remember that. And then he will continue to attack, this time Callum.
Okay. AC is 19.
A 20, a 24, a 12, and a 22. So he hits you 3 times.
Okay.
And just I don't know how to I don't know how to do this. So we'll just say it is square around him. So here, like across, essentially. I don't know the best way to do this, but he has 4 chains that are there, and what I'm getting at is that these chains can be attacked. So they're like objects here, so they're not just like on him. So let me roll the damage here real quick. So let's see. It's you take 42 points of
Wow.
oddly slashing damage from these chains,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and you are grappled.
Oh, that is a problem.
So these are, oh, this is so dumb. So the grapple effect that you are involved in takes effect on your turn. Arvid, your grapple effect takes effect on the creature's turn. So I gotta keep that in mind here.
I mean, it effectively makes no difference.
This one is not going to sprout the chains, but just attack you normally with his attached chains and actually miss you both times. Oh no, you have disadvantage, right? No?
If I'm restrained, he has advantage to hit me, but if I'm just grappled, he does
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, so he misses you. There. All right. Arvid, you are grappled.
That is technically true. I'm considering something, but I don't know how it would work. So, at level 8, when I took the feat of Fey Touched, I gained the ability to cast Misty Step. Would I be able to do that and cast another spell, or is it?
No,
or is it
it
just
still
spell
counts.
spell?
It
Yeah.
still counts as casting a spell.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking, like, is it one of those, like, would it fall into, like, racial and a spell, but no, more than likely, yeah, a spell and a spell.
I mean, it probably wouldn't, because it's like a racial type of thing. I don't think it would count as a spell slot, but you still would count as casting a spell.
Yeah.
The Fey touched feat lets you cast a spell without using a spell slot. So
Yeah. Like I said, I was just, that's why I was just trying to formulate for a second there.
totally.
Okay. So I'm going to reach out and put a hand on Callum.
Okay.
And I'm going to say to him, get in the room.
Love to.
And second level, I'm going to cast Vortex Warp.
Oh, Callum will not resist.
So I'm not getting my full range out of it, but you know.
Where are you putting him?
I'm putting you. Do I have to see it, or do I have to have seen it?
Space where you see it.
Where I see. I'm essentially going to put him right there.
Yeah, so there's a space of your choice that you can see within range.
Yeah.
And I assume since I am teleported out of reach, I am no longer grappled.
Yes.
Then, because I'm in a continuously shitty situation, I am going to, as a bonus action, spend another. Fuck it. I'll have to spend the last 6 counts of the balm.
Alrighty. Ragna.
Okay. Ragna is going to continue her attack on said devil. 28 to hit with a level 2. Where'd you go? Divine Smite. Plus the extra d8. Does that kill?
It does.
Yes. And she's going to run into the room and circle around so that there's room for others and attack this other one. Bonus action. Can she move? Can she use her bonus action between her 2 attacks?
I think you can do it in any order.
Okay. Then, yep, she's going to move her curse to this thing. And does 15 hit?
On that one, yes.
Okay. So the 17 plus 4, and then
It's- Question for you.
yeah.
Is it? It's the Hexblade's curse.
Yes.
Can't move that one. Hex spell can be moved. Hexblade's curse just goes away, and you get healed when the target dies.
Oh, whoops. I confused it with the Hex Curse.
Yep, Hex and Hexblade's curse. Very similar, not quite like.
Because that's not confusing at all.
Yeah.
Whoopsie. Okay. Well then, bonus action, cast Hex on it. And she gets the 4 anyway.
All right.
And then throw another smite at it. Smite, smite. Smite. Smite.
All right. This one doesn't look quite as hardy as the Barb Devils. This is a beautiful bearded devil. All right, Callum.
All right, well, he got told to get in the room. He's going to get in the room. Oh, hey, we have a friend. Let's see what we can do to our friend. Hey, yeah, let's just do a 3rd attack. Oh, man. Only that first one hit. I'm assuming an 11 misses, that is.
It does. It does, yeah.
Well, he does 6 bludgeoning to it. But he can now move away because of mobile, and that's the end of his movement. So that's it.
Callum, you hear Signe very close, screaming and yelling and kicking a door. Kicking that door.
Yep. I
And it
think
is
I found her.
All right. One. Is it this door right here that we hear noise
Yep.
coming from? All right. So I will once again take the attack of opportunity from this thing, and Griswold will just say, "Make sure Arvid gets in here," and I will do my best to lockpick this with disadvantage.
You take 13 points of slashing damage and also have to make a con save as you run by.
A con save.
Well, isn't
I
it
failed.
still in the range?
He would be, yes. But I'm sure a 9 still doesn't pass.
No.
Well, no, wait. I think what she's saying is this thing has a 10-foot reach.
It does, but you also crossed it here, right?
But did I leave its range technically?
You
I think yeah. I think I would yeah. All right. So yeah. So I fail. So I take the. You said 11 or 13.
It's 13. Although here, let me do it this way. 9 instead. So I mean, because this is where it gets confusing because he has 2 attacks one of them would not be in range and one of them does. So like
Gotcha.
flip a
Yeah.
coin, right? So
Okay.
I
So
rolled
he can choose to use the other one. Yeah.
right. So I will use you'll get 13 was on the one that could have hit you from where you are. 9
Okay.
is where the one that wouldn't, which is actually
Alright.
his beard, by the way.
So he
You were attacked by
sliced
his
me with his
beard.
beard. Okay.
Yes.
And I'm
but
still bleeding for 5 points every turn.
Yes, the infernal
At-
wound.
All right. So at the start of my turn, or do I take it right now too?
It's the let's see. At the start of each of your turns, and then if he hits you again, it keeps increasing by 5.
All right. Well, this one looks like a bleeding eye, so that is my bleeding. All right. So yeah, but then yes, I do open the door, and I will just shout. Actually, no, I'm not going to shout. I'm just going to think in my head, Arvid, get in here. We're all here. And that'll be my turn.
Arvid's in trouble.
I'm fucked.
Yeah, I'm just like he's not. All of them get to go before he gets to cast Misty Step. So first off, you take 5 points of piercing damage because you were grappled by this thing, and it hugs you tight, and its barbs pierce you for 5 damage.
Yeah. Luckily, I had 6 temporary hit points.
You take an additional 10 points of piercing damage as it attacks you.
Okay.
That's that one's turn. Ragna, attack of opportunity, as this one is going to attempt to leave this room.
Okay.
That hits it.
Yay. 15.
Ooh. It,
Remember, you can always pump smites into any attack.
Ooh. Ooh, do I want to? Does the hex happen here as well, or is that only on my turn?
You can remove the hex, remember?
I actually cast hex on
Oh,
it.
I didn't hear that.
what does Hex say?
Yeah, I think it's anytime you hit.
Hex is any time that Ragna hits them with an attack, they take an extra d6.
Okay. Plus a 5? Is that enough?
You're not going to believe this because he has 6 hit points.
Ah!
So he gets away by the skin of his teeth.
Rude. I could...
Oops.
No, I'm not going to.
Move this out of the light is getting in my way. So wait. Okay. Just want to double that. Arvid, this one is going to attack you 6 times.
Sure. Just let me know if any of those are crits, please. Because I've got a single use of silvery barbs, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to use it.
But unfortunately, it does hit you 5 of the 6 times.
And then I'll silvery barb to try and turn that into 4.
And what does silvery barbs do again?
Reroll.
Yes.
Well, roll a d20 and take the lower of the 2 results.
Yeah, and I'm going to just give myself advantage.
Alright, so he hits you then 4 times.
What's the damage for 4 times, please?
Yeah, 1 second here.
Callum got hit 3 and it was a lot.
And Ragna scream out, "Don't kill him."
No. Well, you could, but I don't think you can. You might be able to see a little bit of it anyway. The chain's whipping towards him anyway. You may not, where
Yeah.
you're sitting, you may not see him, but you probably can see the chains whipping.
Yeah, and she also knows that they've essentially left him with a whole bunch of enemies back there.
Yeah, he's like, everybody leave, and then everybody left, and let's see. So
God,
No,
this,
you were supposed to follow my orders.
this is gonna
so
suck.
yeah, you take 44 points of slashing damage.
All right, I'm still going.
But now the rest of them are going to attack you.
Could you miss a couple of these?
What's your AC?
17.
Oh, well, nope, I can't miss a couple of them. So you take an additional 23 slashing from him. Oh, wait a minute. And because you are grappled by the other one, you are now also restrained by these chains. Again, if you cast Misty Step, it won't matter, but just as you are now also restrained.
To be fair, I still need to survive 2 people.
Yeah. So, but it has the rest of them have advantage on you now because you're restrained.
So unless these 2 people suddenly decide to go, oh, this guy's been dealt with by 3 people, let's go past him. I don't think it's going to finish well.
Well, he did miss. That guy missed one of the attacks. But you are now unconscious. So that one hit you for
Yeah.
12.
I had 7 left after all that.
So this one is going to come up here. It is actually going to pick you up and carry you away. And it is your
Yay.
turn, so you can roll a death save.
Yep.
Ragna.
Okay. Oh boy. Regna is going to use her action to shine her radiant soul, and her wings pop out of her back that are white and gray feathered. And she's going to fly over to there and take an attack of opportunity from him and say, "Release him and you can have me."
That one misses you.
Yay.
Callum, plan is not going.
I
as
was gonna say,
planned.
Callum went in the room like he was told. Now people are running out of the room, and he can hear Signe or Ragna surrendering out there. So he's gonna start charging out as best he can. He can make it to there since he's exhausted. This guy's been beat on a bit, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely hurt.
Okay, well, let's throw a punch. Let's see. 14s are misses.
On him, and they are, unfortunately.
Sad. Well, got to do what we can do. He's going to spend a key point to Flurry of Blows and attack 2 more times.
There you go.
Ooh.
And that 23, he'll spend a second key point for a Hand of Harm. It's only a 7, sadly. And a 7, so 14 damage to him.
He's still up, but looking in pretty bad shape.
But that's all that Callum can do.
Yeah. Signe, you are free. Your speed is halved, and you have no weapons, but you're free.
I can still punch. All I need are my fists. By the sound of battle, which way is out?
Up.
Perfect. Action.
I think that's all. Yeah, that's all your movement.
I can't action dash.
Oh, you can use your. I mean, it seems kind of counterintuitive to be exhausted and dashing, but it's fine. There's no rules that say you can't do that.
And it's half speed on both of them, so
It is. Yeah. So you
it's
basically
you're skipping your action to move at normal speed.
exactly.
Yep, I am. That's my turn.
Griswold, plan is not going as planned, and you also take damage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 5 damage, right?
Yep. You can attempt to staunch the wound with a medicine check.
No chance. All right, so that's my first bit of movement. So then I will use my bonus action to dash. And this is probably going to be a bad idea. But I will unwrap my hand and put it out towards them so they can see it and just say, what should I'm going to just say, under command of Bailiff, drop him now. And I will try to bullshit my way into this.
Loving the self-sacrifice.
Yeah, do a perception check. I mean, that's going to be
Persuasion? Or
persuasion.
deception?
Yeah,
Deception.
It'd be deception, and it would probably be a disadvantage because they're going to have a general idea about what that they're
Yeah.
going to see. They're going to think you're a slave.
Yep, I know.
I mean, you say self-sacrifice, but at the moment, none of you have a way out of this without Alfred.
Yep.
Well, remember, Ragnar, you have you for emergencies. You were given by.
Oh yeah.
So don't
I
forget
forgot
to have
about it.
that.
Ragnar's too emotional.
What does Ragnar have for emergencies?
Squishy bag.
A squishy bag.
A squishy bag, a leather bag with something squishy on the inside that she didn't tell her what it meant, what it was.
But 16's not awful. So
Well, let's see if we get through here, and then Ragnar will remember the bag. Because Tara forgot about it.
Is it charisma against a deception? Is that what the roll is?
I believe
Isn't
it would be insight,
insight.
which is wisdom.
Oh my god.
Could you have specified, please, drop him on the floor and not drop him in the lava?
I didn't say drop him, I said release him.
Same difference.
I mean, you're not over the lava.
You're surprisingly, you're actually better off with these are chain devils, by the way. If you didn't, if the chains didn't give it away.
Yeah, no shit.
I thought it sounded like something I knew.
But what's funny is this barb devil right here that's all beat up. They have a +5 to insight.
Oh,
Yeah.
So he doesn't believe you.
Low-ranking devils tend to be the deal makers. Totally makes sense.
Right. All right. So let me roll for these guys here.
Yeah, I don't think Arvid would be looking good physically after that. The amount of like slashes and just chain slashes as well.
Chain marks, yeah. So this guy is a little unsure about what you're talking about. Because he rolled a 4.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of them, you did not fool.
I will just say he wants me more.
All right. So.
And as I say it, I'll drop my weapons.
And you all just want a TPK, don't you?
It seems
I
like
want them
the
to get out of
direction we're
here.
going.
All
Well,
right,
I
so
mean,
it's-
to be fair, if we don't have Arvid, it's going to be one because we're going to fight non-stop ending waves of devils.
Maybe Squishy Bag will help. If
I
we
think
can
Squishy
get...
Bag will help you.
so the bearded devil that was running away, you guys ignored, so he has officially run away. I will remove him from the turn order. All right, well, here's the barb devil, which I guess is going to get advantage against Griswold because you aren't even, you just dropped your weapons and have basically surrendered. 18, 23, 21. Didn't even need advantage.
I will use my final level 1 spells for a shield, so I'll only take 1 hit.
Right, 9 points of piercing damage.
Right?
The guy that that is a little unsure about what you're talking about is going to move up here. And I guess if you aren't resisting, he is going to grapple and restrain you with chains.
Yeah.
All right, you are grappled and restrained. You will get, if you choose, an attack of opportunity on this guy down here because he's going to move away from you. Or you have no weapons.
Don't have a weapon.
And you're
To
also
make an unarmed strike for 0 damage.
The only thing that matters is doing anything we can to get Arvid. That's the only chance anyone has. I'll just keep repeating over and over again. I'm the one who got away. He wants me more. Leave them.
Yeah, he was not fooled by Arvid. Death save.
Oh,
Yep, straight dead.
All right.
That's now that's a 2PK.
Ragnar might be okay.
Ooh.
Ragnar, it is your turn.
Yeah, she's going to... She'll take a step forward and throw down Squishy Bag or something with Squishy Bag. She will squeeze and then throw down Squishy Bag.
Spoiler alert, it was just a stress release ball.
Hold on. To pull up what Squishy Bag does.
I swear to God, if it takes like Ragnar to everyone within 5 feet, I'm gonna bust a gut.
So, roll a d20. Ragnar is plane shifted back to Sibilna. So technically you are gone. So it was actually a demon heart that, when used, and only the person holding it, consumes the heart. If you had rolled if you rolled a 1, you would have ended up in the abyss.
Kind of a lateral move, frankly.
Right. But you are now back at the palace with Sibilna.
She would just screech no at Sibilna and slam a fist.
And Callum, it is your turn.
All right. Well, hey, this guy's still in front of me, and I want to attack him so I can get by anyway, because I don't know that Arvid's dead yet. So, 11 magical bludgeoning.
He is still up.
Okay. He's also kind of in my way, but I'm going to save that attack. I cannot... Oh, yep. I know what that looks like. That looks like a dead elf. So I can't fix that. The one person I think can fix that is gone. So Callum is going to throw his last blow at the Spike Devil.
Dead.
And he is going to... Well, he's been trapped here for 3 months already. He knows that he does not... He needs to get out of this building at the very least, whatever that takes. So he's going to keep moving. And he's going to attack this Chain Devil with his bonus action. But that's a miss.
It is.
And that's his turn.
So from where you're standing, you can probably see the door down here, which you would anticipate. You would probably recognize that would have been the door that you would have been brought into this place. So if you're looking to run, that's the direction you go. Signe, it is your turn. Arvid is dead. You probably heard Callum say so. Ragnar just disappeared in front of your eyes.
She's just filled with rage right now.
Go boop him on the nose with your fist.
I mean, I'll do my best.
A 17 hits.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah, so you just run up and punch him in the nose, and he was not expecting that.
Yeah, that's what? 3 and 5, so 8 non-magical bludgeoning, and then 7 radiant.
Yep.
Ayo, something. And then that's all I can do, so end my turn.
Griswold, you are restrained and grappled.
Yep.
And you take 5 points of damage.
Yep. And I do now know Arvid is just dead.
Probably.
So,
and the fact that you're restrained and they're taking him away is not going to be helpful to you at this point.
yeah. All right. Well, I've dropped my weapons. So can I reach and pull out my other ones I have, like the other just regular daggers?
I mean, you're wrapped around in chain, but we'll say sure, why not?
All right. All right. Well, I mean, since the whole Arvid thing is no longer a possibility, I will just start fighting again. I will, as I'm grappled, try to jab a dagger with each hand into this chained devil. So a regular dagger. Oh, I don't have a. So I'll just do. That would be the first one. That'd be this. So the second one would miss. The first one, I would have to add my dex modifier to it. So it would be extra, because I have this as offhand. So it would be an extra 5 damage. So 8 non-magical plus 15 sneak attack. So 19 damage total.
Okay. I mean, he looks like he's relatively injured at this point.
All right. And I will just tell them, get out of here while you can. And that's my turn.
Callum and Signe, you're both going to get an attack of opportunity on the guy, because he is going to attempt to pull Griswold away.
Oh yeah, we're taking that.
And can Ragna yell to Zybilna to send her back?
You can do a persuasion check.
Callum will put a hand of harm on his hit.
Took a minute.
Actually, I don't think I can put hand of harm on my attacks of opportunity. Let me double check that. Oh, yes, I can. Nice.
Give me...
So 6 from Signe, right? Because it's halved to the first part. And then 13 from Caleb.
Unless they resist necrotic.
I asked before. Well, the other one I didn't, I should say. I don't know about the chain.
Sorry, I'm trying. I had to go find Zybilna. You rolled a 26 persuasion. She rolled a 25 to resist your persuasion.
Although the question is, will she be sent back during said battle?
That's the other thing. Yeah. I'm gonna look at our character sheet.
You're gonna appear here 6 months later by yourself.
Everybody's already dead. You just show up in another middle of a bunch of chain devils by yourself.
I mean, even if you come back, I think you're just trapping yourself, aren't you?
Yeah.
Persuasion doesn't completely override another person's critical thinking.
Absolutely.
But Ragna is too furious. She just got her sister back.
And
What I
to,
was
Arvid
and
is
to be-
dead.
I was gonna say, and to be fair, it is Zybilna. She might totally be like, "Okay, for the lols."
well, that was kind of what I was determining was okay, because let's remember who Zybilna is, and that
Go mess with the devils for a little bit.
She hates the devil. So what I was trying to determine was less about sending Ragna back and Zybilna showing up herself, Deus Ex Machina, so to speak. Because she can, if she shows up, she can teleport everybody out. She, like, even her. I'm not even just making that up because it's like, oh, I'm sure she does. She literally has it on her character sheet.
Didn't she agree not to mess with the devils directly, though?
She did, but Ragna's pretty persuasive. So, sorry, what happened? How much damage has he taken?
He took 13 from Callum, assuming he doesn't resist necrotic, and
6 from
4 from Ragna, from Signe.
Signe.
I always get those two mixed up. Ragna sounds like so much a barbarian name to me.
So he is still up, and then I guess I don't think you would get any if you're restrained. I assume that you don't.
I
get
think
any,
I go with him, so he's not leaving my.
Yeah, I don't think there's any, and I don't think there's any resistance that you can make against it. It's not like a strength save because you have
Nah.
No, I think it would just be I could have tried to break out a little bit, but I used my turn to stab.
So he's gonna go there. So seeing that, and that their elf that they were taking is already dead, they're going to go ahead and cover the escape, and then he's got a 10 foot, so he's going to attack Callum twice, 22 and 16, so he misses on the second one.
Mm-hmm.
8 points of slashing damage as you get whipped by a chain.
Yep.
And the one that had Arvid's body is actually just going to continue carrying that body. Maybe they'll find something to do with it. Got a nice elf
It's
body.
hell. They'll
Nice
figure
stew.
something out.
Like, the problem is, Arvid's not told anyone he's got an object to get them all out, so no one fucking knows.
Yep. Callum,
Well,
Arvid and his
face
secret.
off or run.
as far as Callum's concerned, Griswold is mandatory for getting out of here because Griswold's gotten out of here before.
Griswold has told you he was brought out of here. He didn't find a way out.
He likes his odds better with you, though.
Okay.
I assume that he cannot just squeeze between these two, even though they're staggered. So, he is going to have to just attack this front one. Actually, which one looks more injured?
I don't think either of them are.
No, this one does.
Oh, he does. Okay,
Because they got hit with Cone of Cold.
gotcha.
Push
So,
him
yeah.
into the lava.
I am bad at shoving things as a monk. So, yeah, let's just throw some hands. .22 magical bludgeoning, still up.
Yep.
All right. Bonus action. Yep. Let's go for it. Bonus action, flurry of blows. 2 misses. Lovely. All right, that's the turn.
Signate
Signate,
who's not taking
just-
a single point of damage so far.
But just throwing this out there, there is a +1 magical short sword right there on the ground that you could probably see, and a +1 dagger. that you
Where?
could probably see.
Right there, he dropped them right in front of you, right here.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm totally gonna pick that up.
Yep.
So it's a +1 short sword, and the dagger's a shadow song. But I mean, you can just roll a +1, and I can tell you what it does if it hits.
Yeah, you can just drag a +1 dagger, I think, or a +1 short sword. That probably does more damage than Shadow Song, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so if you just want to throw a +1 short sword onto your character sheet, you can use that.
At least you'll do actual damage instead of halved.
Woo!
And you can rage and go ham on these guys.
Oh, I am raging.
Well,
Yeah, she has been raging.
yeah.
She's been punching people.
Oh wow, I can see the map again. Perfect. Okay, cool. Sorry, I had to find and toggle my Divine Fury.
Oh, you're fine.
And that should be the turn.
how much damage is this?
6 radiant, and then 10, 21, 24 magical.
Is the radiant
piercing.
halved?
No, that just also includes her rage damage, which isn't radiant.
Oh.
So 6 radiant and 21 magical. No, 24 magical piercing.
That is exactly his hit points. He is dead.
Nice. Do I have a thing for that?
Yeah, don't you get to like continue it? Oh, I think isn't that on?
That's a great weapon master thing.
Yeah,
which
but
I
I'm getting them
love.
confused. I'm sorry.
Well, is that an effect of Wyvernsbane? I can't remember.
Even if it was, I don't have it, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't, but I vaguely remember that being a thing, but yeah, it doesn't matter right now. He's dead anyway. It's like cleave through or something. I think is what the skill is
Right.
actually called.
You still have movement though.
Bet your buttons I do.
So if there's a silver lining, aside from the one that's carrying the dead body of Arvid away, these are the only two that you see. One of them is very, very hurt, the one that's got a hold of Griswold. So I don't know.
Callum, we have to get to Arvid's body.
Griswold, what is it that you'd like to do? I mean, you don't have any movement.
This
or
one
anything.
does look hurt. That's grabbing me.
He looks quite hurt. You also take 5 points of damage.
Yes, because Griswold is highly considering putting his dagger into his own throat if he's going to be his fucking slave again. But if he does look that hurt, I will once again, with disadvantage on both hits, slash at him twice. So a dagger, missing and hitting. So it would be 3 plus 5, so it would be 8 damage down to halved because it's not magical to 4. Because I don't have my dex modifier there.
Just to drive home that he has 8 hit points, so you would have killed him.
Yeah, if I still had my magic dagger. Yep.
So
All
he
right.
is very, very hurt.
Yeah.
But he's still up.
Or if I could have snuck attack him, but no one's near him. So yeah, it's all right. So yeah, that is my turn.
Here we go. Luckily, you have the 2 people that can move faster than anybody else, although they're halved at the
Both
moment.
exhausted.
They're both exhausted, so we're now slower than everyone else.
Or, at least the same as
Well,
if you...
Callum can still be faster. It just takes resources.
Right. All right, it is the guy in front of Callum. Okay. Wow. Okay, that's a natural 1 and an 18 against Callum. So
Both
he
misses.
both. Well, isn't that unfortunate? That one's dead. Go ahead and... This one actually has to... its movement is slowed, because it has to wait for the door to open up. So he doesn't get... Well, Rob's going to get to see the rest of the map, because he's just going to get dragged on.
Yeah.
All right. Callum, it is your turn.
All right. Well, can move to here. I'm gonna throw a punch at this guy on my way by. Miss. That's okay. Still get to move past him.
You just like punch one of his chains.
Yeah. Slap it out of the way. Run up to here. Second attack on this one. Man. Okay. Looks like we're gonna have to flurry.
So
Down.
Griswold is no longer restrained or grappled.
Hey, Matt,
How injured is Griswold?
I was only taking the 5 damage per turn. I wasn't getting hit each turn too, right?
Mike, your mic is cut out.
You're super quiet.
Super quiet.
Better?
Nope.
And I can kind of hear you, but like, it's some. Oh.
Now, if you're talking, I can't hear you at all.
You were quiet before, and now you're gone completely.
How about now? Still on?
You're still far away.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not even a whisper, dude. You're barely a murmur in the night.
Right, how about now?
Nope.
Nope.
Alright, I'm gonna restart this.
Good luck.
I can answer your question. He is pretty hurt. Not death's door hurt, but he's taking significant damage.
Callum, and he's still bleeding.
Yes.
Okay, so Callum will instead of using the second hit of his flurry of blows, he will turn it into a hand of healing for free on Griswold.
How does this sound?
Nope.
Still super
Still
quiet.
poopy.
I have doubled your volume and can still barely hear you.
We'll just keep.
No. Okay, thank you.
So Griswold gains 9 hit points.
Yeah, I gave them to him.
Can also end 1 disease or blinded, deafened, paralyzed, poisoned, stunned. Guess we'll try disease to see if that covers his fiend thing, because I know it's none of the others. But that's everything Callum can do this turn.
Let me see if it specifically has anything. I will say so. Here's what it says. It's a infernal wound. Actually, let me double check because that's not the same thing. I love when you look at different sources and they have different explanations of the same thing.
Hmm.
Okay, let's see what this says.
Is
Okay,
this
so-
any better?
Yeah,
Yes.
a little bit.
Oh,
Okay.
You still sound like you're at
Yeah, you're still quiet, but
you sound normal to me, but I have you at double volume.
And how about now?
yes.
Yes, welcome back.
Okay. I have no idea what happened. My mic output volume has always been at half on Discord. I have to put it all the way up to 100 now.
Discord being Discord.
Mhm.
So this actually, you I can't talk. You would have lost your wound as well because it says that medicine check, a DC 12 medicine check would staunch the wound. The wound also closes if the target receives magical healing. So
Cool.
All right.
I gave you your hit points back, so you're at 34,
Yep.
and you are no longer taking damage. So
And
Okay.
that is the end of Callum's turn because that's everything he can do.
Signe.
Right. I mean, Callum went this way, but is this supposed to be a wall?
It's a door that's open.
Oh, okay. I just misunderstanding. Thank you.
It's just, one of those 3D effects to make the map look cool, but it's hard to. It's actually really hard to make that dynamic lighting for that too.
Yeah, I just had this big black triangle void blocking a bunch of stuff across that lit area. So it's very confusing.
Yes.
Anyhow, Arvid was always a planner. He probably had something on him. And I
Medic.
lay into this guy. So 8 radiant, and the rest of that goes into attack.
Yep. He's injured. He's still looking all right though. All right, Griswold. There's one behind you, and the one that you would. I'll just say you would know. The one that took took Arvid hasn't taken. He hasn't. No one's hit him, so he is at full strength.
Well, Griswold is just gonna say, "Arvid's gone," and run over here, stab.
Give me my sword back.
Both at disadvantage, but both would hit. The first one would be +5, so it would be 7 damage with sneak attack. So the first one would have been 7 halved plus 17. I don't know if sneak attack gets halved.
It still counts as the weapon damage, so yeah, unless it's a magic weapon.
Okay. All right. So then 24 halved would be 12, and then just the 1 damage on the second attack.
Yep.
But I would still keep moving through and look on the ground for Shadow Song.
Yeah, it would be right here.
Okay.
So you just move one more and you'll be able to pick it up. Well, you take an attack of opportunity if you do so, but
I would, and I will.
that hits 9 points of slashing damage as you whips you in the butt as you walk away from him with his chain.
All right.
Well, having seen that his buddy took you away, and then here you come running back like some little bug, he's going to attempt to attack you again as well.
Okay.
Wow. A 10 and a 12.
All right.
All right. Arvid, let's take a look some more of the map, shall we? All right. Callum.
All right. Well, Callum got told to look for Arvid, but also he has no idea where Arvid is. And right now, he's pretty sure Griswold's faster than him. So we're coming back here. We're throwing some punches. $10. And just a bonus action unarmed strike. 15 a hit?
It is not.
Okay. That's it then. That's all he's got.
I just would like to point out the fact that, like, the one person who said we shouldn't do this is the one that died.
I mean, the rest of us are dead anyway. It's just a matter of time.
Basically. Damn it, Griswold. I understand that. But he might have a magic item on him to help us out.
Oh, you didn't re-include your radiant boost to that either.
Well, there's a radiant tucked in at the end.
You should get enough extra d6 for the crit, too.
He's dead.
Throw that in there just because.
So technically, we are out of combat. Well, not technically. We actually are out of combat.
All right. So since she says that, Griswold, I will pick up Shadow Song in my main hand and just start running. I did see which way he went, right?
Yep. He went up to
All
this
right.
door.
I'll just say, let's get Arvid then.
All
And
right, I start limping after Griswold.
I don't know how far away the guy would be after this time.
I mean, he's had one extra round, so
So he had to stop because he had to wait for this door to open.
Oh fuck.
Oh, that looks like a fun room.
Can I actually see into that? Like, is this door still open?
Oh yeah, they're all open.
Okay. I immediately turn and I say, there is no getting Arvid, and Griswold starts running. And he pleads with them to leave.
When you get close enough to that, you hear the hammers. That's where obviously where the forge is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He knows he is not strong enough to pull them with him, so he is gone. Griswold is running.
Callum looks around between a live Griswold and a dead Arvid. He'd rather try to keep tabs on Griswold.
If you guys are coming, he's not going to like outrun you and leave you behind. But if you guys are staying there, he is bouncing on you.
Yeah, I know I'm not fast enough right now to keep up, so I guess I have to go too.
I was like, you can dash, so we're limited to 40 feet around if we all want to stick together.
Yep, that's fine. But yeah, we will go out that way and look for somewhere to hide and regather thoughts.
Yep. So you're able to actually leave. There isn't a lock on the
Mhm.
exterior door. So when you go out, hold on just a second. So you find yourselves in the city of Dis at this point. I do actually have a little bit of a map, but I didn't load it because I didn't actually anticipate that we would need it.
Mm-hmm.
So for now, just so that we
just want to take a little bio break or something.
Yeah, we can take a quick little break, and I'll move everybody to the other map for now, and I'll get rid of the intense combat music, since you got a little breather.
All right.
And then Rob, think about another character, because
That's assuming we're gonna get out of here.
well, that too, but he's already
Yeah.
he's already been left behind, so
Yeah, I might just bring one across from the side stories, just to keep it simple.
yeah, if you need to pick one, or if you need to like update the levels and stuff, I can just transfer the character sheet, which is nice.
Yeah, I think I've got a sorcerer in that game, what I'd probably use. So, but yeah, it doesn't matter this second.
Yeah.
Well, that went to shit rather quickly.
I was saying, like, I think you is when you had walked away to get some food. That you were the one who was like, "This is a bad idea. Let's not do this." Well,
yeah.
4 chain devils will do that.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, considering the amount of attacks he took then, he lasted for quite a few of them.
I mean, you guys actually did pretty well, all things considered.
But yeah, I was under no illusion that was going to go well.
I mean, because that could have very easily been a TPK. It could have. I mean,
Probably still. Well, I mean, not total because Ragna is off having tea with Zabilna.
Ragna lives.
Yeah, because the three of you, heavily injured, are still in the city of Dis, surrounded by devils.
And of course, Roll20, when I tried to add this map, just sat there spinning and wouldn't do it. Because why not? It's not even like it's a big map. Oh, actually, it's a little bit bigger than I thought it was. Never mind.
Yeah, Arvid had the teleport scroll to the Feywild on his body.
And you were worried about Callum's secrets killing us.
Right?
Technically, my secret was about to get you all out of there until, lots of chain devils.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Arvid's crypticness bit him in the butt in the end.
I mean, let's be fair. It's also kind of comical that Ragna didn't even ask what she was given. She was like, "Cool," and then it's like, "Oh, oops." So yeah, you guys have made it out. I mean, while this is loading, we can have the conversations about what you guys are kind of planning on doing here.
Maybe having a mint imperial.
Griswold's first instinct is going to be to get to somewhere they can hide, and he is going to can we, just looking around, can we see somewhere that looks like abandoned or like an alleyway that we could just sneak into?
Yes.
So yeah, we'll just that'll be where he tries to lead everyone, just to get out of eyesight.
I mean, certainly Callum will defer to Griswold on everything at this point because he assumes that Griswold knows what's going on better than he does.
And how does my hand feel once I leave that area? Any better, or is it just all the hells?
Exactly the same. It has not changed one bit.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Well, once we're somewhere where we're safer, like at least out of sight, Griswold's gonna kind of sit down and like just pull out the paperwork he has to look at, and he's gonna just I don't think this will work, but I'm gonna try. And he's going to try to forge another document that is requesting passage to the prime material plane at at the request of Bailiff, and try to forge some paperwork that he can possibly get us out of there, saying to I'll fill in my name and stuff, like the fake name on my papers, and just say, let him take these two slaves to the prime plane where they will be traded for whatever, and just trying to get something together where it could be possible to get us out of the hells.
It's being written in what language?
Infernal.
Okay. Callum can't read that, so he can't object.
Oh, he'll tell you exactly what he's doing. He'll flat out say, I have no way to get us out of here. All I can think of is making a document that says Bailiff wants us to get out of here. So I will be I have this already, and I'll show them my paperwork that says that who I a fake name and stuff. And I was gonna say, and I'm gonna try to take you two out of here under the pretenses that you are slaves, and we are going to be trading you in the prime plane.
I see. And what's going on with your hand?
I didn't. It wasn't like this last time. It must be something from when slaves escaped, but it is very painful, very hot.
Right. If we have... Do you think we have any time while you work on this to just rest briefly?
It will take some time to prepare it. Probably not enough to sleep and such, but he'll pull out his bag and drop rations in front of them in a water skin and just say, "You can eat, drink, whatever you need."
Thank you.
Right. And at this point, now that the excitement's done, Callum is like, he was already a pretty lean dude. He looks like skin and friggin' bones. Like, skin sallow, eyes kind of hollow looking. He will eat and he will take a quick breather, but since he is going to take a little rest, and you're saying that you're hurting and we're resting anyway, he's going to spend his last 3 key on Hands of Healing on probably 1 on Signe just to try to remove any disease just in case, and then the last 2 on Griswold.
All right.
Thanks, Callum.
I assume you all can see the map, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I put Ragna and Signe on the in the flames there, just so that you weren't staring at a black screen.
Yay.
Oh no, it wasn't even a black screen before the token went on.
Oh, was it?
No, it's just fully visible.
Oh, that's cool.
Dynamic lighting
Nice.
is just off.
So I get 15 HP back?
Yes.
Okay.
You get 15. Signe gets 10.
All right. So yeah, Matt, I'm gonna try to make a document like at the request of Bailiff to allow me to take them out of here in order to do some business for him in the Prime Plane. Writing with my injured hand that is killing me, so I'm assuming that's also going to be disadvantage again. But trying to make a forgery of some sort of paperwork.
All right.
So you want me to do it with intelligence, with what as my modifier?
I think it'd be for performance.
So charisma. An 18.
Pretty good. And you would remember that when you were taken out of here, you were taken to a indescript sort of building that had a teleportation circle in it. So it wasn't any grand sort of like escape. It was you were taken through the alleyways to a building that you would probably do a history check real quick. See if you would remember what that building looks like.
Right?
Yeah. So you would remember if you saw it, and you would know that there was the teleportation circle that took you to the prime material plane. I believe it would have. I don't know exactly where it would have taken you though.
It's not the Hells, so that is fine.
There may actually be multiple in there, and then you were you were shown. So yeah, you can also you have the paperwork in case you get stopped.
Yeah,
But
the one I made myself was a 20.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're a 20 and an 18 for like the other forgery.
Yeah. So yeah, you would just need to find your way to this building in a very large city. But you would know that you actually didn't go because this is the second time you've escaped from that same place.
Mm-hmm.
And so you would know that it's not like you didn't walk for 2 hours to get to this.
So I can kind of like narrow down a radius to search around.
Right.
Okay. All right. Just looking around the alleyway, is there anything like old shackles, anything like that around?
Yeah, you can probably climb up on top of this building. There's a bunch of junk up there, it looks like.
All right. Yeah. So I'll just look for shackles, even if they're broken or whatever, just so they can appear that these two are chained up.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna climb back down. I'll just put them on both of them, and I'll just I'll looking at Signe. I mean, she never wore armor, but is she still like clothed to the point where if can I like hide my short sword on her somewhere in case she needs it?
I'm wearing a potato sack now.
Probably not.
Okay.
Maybe the dagger.
Yeah,
I'll give her my robe just to cover up a little bit better, and I will.
No, don't cover me up. That'll make it appear worse than just
Right.
be.
Well, then
being
I'll
thrown
just
at.
hand her 2 daggers, and just hide them best you can.
She somewhat uncomfortably reaches through the top of her blouse and does her best to hide one in her curves.
And maybe we're only gonna wrap them up a little bit so you don't like slice yourself up.
Yeah.
All right.
You can maybe tear off a little bit, like burlap from the pants that you have, like around like the ankles. Just kind of tear that
I
off.
didn't
and
even
wrap
think I
it a
had
little bit.
pants.
Well, you probably. I mean, they're probably again, it's just like kind of burlap
Rags.
sort of clothing, rags, basically. I mean, Callum doesn't look that much different aside from being skinny. His clothes look pretty much the same. They may have,
Callum just looks like he got done a fad diet.
right, they may have even just left him. They're like, oh well, he's already wearing slave clothes, and they just like.
So as we're here, Griswold's gonna. No matter what happens, you do not say anything. If someone approaches us, I will do the talking. Just, and he kind of looks back at him. He goes, "Well, I don't even have to tell you, but look like you're slaves."
Yeah. Well, let me start here then. She takes a dagger real quick, turns her pants into shorts, and then uses the strips, gets down on a knee, and asks, Master, your hands? And then will do her best to wrap them, covering up his own slave symbol, but also doing her best just to make it look like
Oh, he still
perhaps
he
he's
could put his
fighting a
gloves back
lot.
on. He could put his
Okay.
gloves back on to at least cover it a bit.
Yeah.
It like Matt said, it's still kind of noticeable.
I forgot to mention, Callum and Signe, you both have the same thing that he has on his hand right now.
Yeah, I figured.
Oh, I was wondering why that hurt so much when I was hitting them. I figured it was just the spines.
Yours aren't
Yeah.
glowing like his are, but he was being sought. They were looking for him, and when he came back to the Hells, it was basically like a beacon saying, "Look, here I am."
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
Which it probably still is.
yeah. So it's more what causes it to trigger is basically being in the presence or in radius of Baelith the Flame Lurker himself. But because you guys are not, at least at this point, haven't been reported missing, it hasn't necessarily been activated. It's basically just a brand on the palm of your hand.
Well, we gotta try to move quickly. You will trail behind me. I'll make sure I don't go too fast. Just be quiet. Keep your heads down.
Callum just nods silently.
Right, Signe will do the same.
So yeah, just thinking of my past, I'm going to, okay, well, it's obviously not going to be this far away, so I'm going to kind of just start moving around in directions where I think I'm not going too far. So I don't know if you want me to do like a survival check or something like that.
So this map is, I mean, we're not going to use this map for like
Yeah.
actual like thing, but it's a nice thing to look at. But so we'll do a couple things. So one, do a survival to just kind of get your bearings.
I'm not good at these. Not awful though.
It's not terrible. And then also everybody just do stealth checks. You're not really doing it to like appear to be like, it's more like nonchalantness. You know what I mean? Like,
Don't stand out.
yeah.
Oh,
All right, stealth.
Well, a crit and a crit fail. So we'll say that evens out. Give you a 15 and a 17.
Okay. All right.
So I will say that because this map obviously is not populated, but you do notice that as well, is that there is not a ton of people milling about, and you would that would be somewhat familiar to you as well, because like a lot of these buildings that are around are abandoned, because not a lot of people want to live in this general area. So most of these would be not exactly barracks, but people that are very low level employees, essentially, of Baelith the Flame Lurker. So, and there aren't a lot of them. He tends to kill people who disappoint him. So,
Right. All right. So yeah, we'll start walking. And just once we kind of get out of the area of like where it's all his workers, I'll start like trying to move a bit faster and not worry about being seen as much.
All right. Ragna, what are you still trying to convince Zybilna to intervene?
Yep. She's just saying, "Please help. We have to get them out." Because she
Give me-
doesn't know that they're done.
Well, yeah, but you do know that I mean, your sister's there,
Yep.
obviously. So give me 2 more persuasion checks.
Okay.
You had a 26 before, a 24, and a 20. Oh man.
God, he really means it.
Gotta love those charisma characters.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's persuasion on a paladin. So,
Ragnar's giving the puppy dog eyes.
Yeah,
Please
she's
help
like
them, please.
probably at this point she's like begging and sobbing.
give me a second here. So,
Help me save my sister and my manservant and this one dirty hobo we found.
And maybe the elf.
Yeah.
I believe he was alive.
So you're weaving through, you know, trying to stick to the back streets. You're the backstreet boys. And you haven't really seen too many people. You do see you have spotted a few tieflings walking around, but you so far haven't seen any devils, it seems. And as you're walking around the corner, you do see you almost run into this very tall figure in dark robes and a big wide-brimmed hat, and the figure's kind of cloaked in shadow a little bit, but you can see these sort of violet eyes looking at you. And actually, I'll show you the person that you see staring at you, which is Zybilna herself, convinced by her patron or Patreon. I don't even know what you would call she's the patron, so I don't know her
Subordinate.
subordinate, her follower.
All right. Griswoldo kind of look and just he'll kind of look over his shoulder a bit and just say, "Do you see this?"
She
Callum
looks
just
looks
nods.
different than she looks like Tasha. She doesn't look like Zybilna.
She still has the crowfoot though.
She does. That would be where you would recognize who she is.
All right.
Because she looks very different from who you saw in Prismere.
Yeah. So Griswold just, Arvid's back at the forge. He's dead.
She looks very unhappy. She doesn't. Her expression is basically that expression in that picture. She doesn't say anything. She just kind of stares intently at all of you, almost like she's looking at you suspiciously.
Griswold kind of just looks around and just says, so where's Ragna?
Safe.
All right. Well, that's what we're trying to do too. We're trying to get out of here. Can you help?
Again, she sort of just looks around slowly at you all, and almost like it really does feel like she's, because in this form that she's appearing as, Tasha, she's very, very tall. Not that, you know, Zybilna was short, I suppose, but she just has a very imposing presence right now, and she's kind of like looking down her nose at you, like she's looking at little insects almost.
Mm-hmm.
But she just walks over to all of you and just kind of motions for you to step close to her, and she will teleport all of you out.
All right.
So you will be back to the palace.
Griswold immediately just falls to the ground and just lays there, face down.
Ragna would immediately jump into Signe's arms,
Callum
still
is
sobbing.
collapsing against a wall, and then sitting, and then laying down, because he can lay down for the first time in 3 months.
Signe staggers a bit, not used to having weight on her, but because now she has some like pretty beefy, although very sore legs and feet, um, it's just, manages to catch both of them. And even though Signe would usually pick her up and spin, she just leans more into Ragna as opposed to the usual movements. Just, you know, do a little sob into her shoulder, catch herself. Thank you for having her save us.
I'm sorry I couldn't get there faster. I'm sorry I disappeared.
It's okay, sister. Thank you. And she'll let go and immediately take a knee before the queen.
She seems still relatively disinterested.
Thank you, my lady Zabilna.
She just kind of nods at you. She still has a little bit of that look on her face, and she's like, I didn't do it for you.
What about Arvid?
Dead.
Callum
Ragna
just
looks.
shakes his head from the ground. It was too late. We couldn't catch up to him. Couldn't even recover the body.
Matt, from when we were still there, and he was pulled into that last room. Looking down, like I could see all the way in. Was that Bayless in there?
No.
Okay. I'll just say he was brought into like a room with many more devils and much larger ones. We would have all been dead.
That was a horn devil.
No, I'm talking. Oh, the one that was all the way at the end. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
At the very least, you three are safe.
How does my hand feel now?
It has stopped glowing.
Okay. I will just say, well, not necessarily. Now they're looking for 3 of us. And I'll tell her, I'll just kind of look over at Ragnar and just say, your sister's hand.
Ragna will just take it and see the mark. That we need to get stronger. I need to get stronger.
We all do.
Griswold kind of just looks around at everyone and just he kind of props himself up like on one arm on his side a little bit and just I'm very, very sorry that all of you got into this because of me.
Still just lying on the ground, like staring up at the ceiling. Callum just shakes his head, says, a deal's a deal. When it comes time to make your end of it, then you can worry about sorry.
Zabilna doesn't say anything but walks out of the room. Before she does, you can see that she kind of like behind her head, she just like snaps her fingers, and you can see that there is the table up there is now filled with like a beautiful feast of delicious meats and all kinds of great stuff for you to eat and drink and all that kind of stuff. But she walked out with what appeared to be some kind of purpose. She wasn't just like moseying on out. She kind of walked off like she was gonna go do something. Also, I wish I had a better version of this map. I guess I could, because this is still like destroyed from. He's got all the,
I was wondering about that.
the rocks and stuff from when we were actually here before. I could just take a few sections of the floor and like
Put them back over it.
Yeah, like put them back over it. But I didn't think about that.
That also just seems like way more work than it's worth.
Considering the fact that we're probably not going to spend a lot of time here, yeah, that's probably not worth it. But
Regna's gonna walk over to the food. Does it seem safe to eat?
Yeah,
Regna is now less trusting.
it does smell delicious. It looks delicious.
Ragna will nibble on one. Does she feel okay?
Yep.
Okay, I think this is fine. If you all feel okay eating this.
Arvid would be proud. She's now skeptical of Zybilna.
Just causes death beforehand.
All it took was his death for her to finally listen to him.
Well, I mean, listening to him also kind of did cause his death because he told us all to get in the room.
Well,
Yep.
yeah, but still, it was it was still within the best of intentions.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Griswold will kind of just look up and just, I'm not very hungry. And he just kind of sits there.
Callum still refuses to stand up, but just raises an arm. Just, I could certainly eat.
I can bring you something.
Would
Yeah,
appreciate
Signe
that.
scoots him up and puts him in a chair, walks over next to Ragna, holds her hand, and quietly starts pecking at the meats on the table, attempting to eat slowly, knowing how other soldiers on the battlefield who have been captured have eaten themselves to death after a long imprisonment.
Callum also eats pretty slow. He's no stranger to long stretches without much food. But he almost immediately, like, put in a chair. It's okay. He takes like something that he can just hold and eat, and immediately stands up and goes and lies back down on the floor.
Yeah, so you guys can eat your fill and everything, and eventually, probably, as you guys are finishing up, Zybilna will actually return, and then get all Token will get all wide, and she will walk around to everybody but Ragna, and she will hand you a small little like I don't know what you call them. It's kind of like a little it's like a small little pot of like what appears to be like ointment.
Callum will look at it. He doesn't know much about magic, but he knows a lot about medicine. Can he tell what it is?
If you open it up and like give it a smell, it actually does sound. It smells. They're even if it is magic, which it likely is, you recognize some of the ingredients that must be in there. So there are some medicinal leaves and herbs that you can recognize the smell of, but you also it has a faint sort of glow to it, so you know that it's not 100% natural. And she just looks at all of you and says, "For your hands."
Callum will nod quietly. He will finish the thing he is eating first, and then he will put it on his hand.
If
Yep,
it's big enough, Griswold just sticks his hand in it.
It's not. It's more of the. It's a little pot that you kind of have to like dig out with like your left hand and then like rub it on your the palm of your right hand. And as you do that, it probably takes maybe 15, 20 seconds. And it's a weird. It's kind of like a menthol type of thing where it kind of burns, but it's also cooling at the same time. And after about 20, 25 seconds or so, the mark is gone.
Griswold kind of just eyes are wide open looking at it.
Thank you for your graciousness, my lady.
Your assistance has truly been appreciated.
She kind of sighs, like, you don't really have to talk to me like that.
This is just how I talk to people. I'm sorry if it causes you offense.
No, I just, the milady and queen and all that is not necessary. I didn't always hold a position of power like this. She seems a bit distraught when you're looking at her at this point.
Well, Callum's an insightful guy, even if he has disadvantage on everything right now. Apologies, but did we do something to upset or offend you? I won't apologize for needing your assistance or using it, but I am sorry if it's caused you some undue burden.
I just believe that I may have to leave the Feywild for a while. I made agreements and promises to the true queen of the Feywild that I would not meddle anymore, and I meddled.
I see.
Griswold kind of cocks an eyebrow when he goes, "There's a queen of the entire Feywild, not just queens of areas."
Well, Titania holds more sway in this realm than any other. And she kind of, rolls her shoulders a little bit in discomfort at the idea, like, I believe myself to be her superior in many ways, but I don't have the political sway that she does here.
Would I be able to speak to her in your favor? I mean, I did wish to speak with her, or at least send a message to her about Arvid.
I don't believe it would do much good, but it is appreciated. She's not exactly a friend or fan of mine.
If there's anything I learned in my time with Arvid, it's that deals are of great importance here and to his people. If that is the deal that was struck, it seems unlikely anyone could change its terms.
She kind of gives you a little wink and, points at you like on the money. Unfortunately, we are all bound to the same rules regardless of our station.
Should I be worried about what happens when she finds out about Arvid? I mean, he'll kind of look at the others and he'll say, Neferi was after me. That's who sent them to the Hells. That's the reason we went to the Hells. She may see it as my fault.
I would say it is my fault. I'm the one who decided to go. And
You did
made
not decide to go. You took an action without knowing its consequences.
We both decided to go. Arvid did not want to.
Oh, to come to us.
Yes.
Well, I am appreciative for that decision then.
And he'll look at Ragnar and say, it wasn't, even if you made a decision during it, it all started with me. from when I first started serving your family on a lie, I've put many people in danger with this.
Just looks down.
Well, if it's any consolation, Titania may send someone after his body. Potentially could be recovered, I'm not exactly sure. She does have a fondness for the people that serve her in the court. And this Arvid was apparently someone who she cared for.
Does she tend to seek vengeance?
No, she's not really that. I suppose actually you're lucky that he served the summer court and not the winter court. Things might have turned out a little differently in that case.
Would I at least be able to send her a message so she knows, or would she already know somehow?
She will likely find out on her own if no one tells her. But you could send her a message.
Yes, I would like to.
Well, it might be better to write that letter and we could have it sent. And then you can see that she does the thing again where she just sort of snaps her fingers and then like a parchment and quill just show up on the table.
Yep. Ragna would sit down and start writing.
Griswold would offer to take it from her if she doesn't want to do it, because he is guilt tripping himself right now.
Nope, Ragna's doing it. She's also guilt tripping herself.
Okay.
Ugh. Yeah, no. No. Signe takes the paper from her, crumples it, takes a different sheet, and starts writing it. You go over there.
No, you have to
No,
write.
I know.
You don't even know what happened.
Well, you know what?
Signe.
It's fair. Fine.
It's
It has-
not. This is the Arvid deserves his queen to know exactly what happened leading up to all this. And while you played a part in getting us out of there, me and Ragnar are the ones who know what led us there.
She doesn't need a story. She just needs the facts.
But Arvid
you
deserves
two-
his story to be told.
Likely someone will show up to inquire.
All right. Since Signe is being stubborn, Griswold will just take out his own sheet of paper and start writing as well.
Yeah, Ragna takes another sheet of paper and comes over there.
Oh, for the love of the gods.
You may as well simply leave them to it. It'll take longer than it took us to get out of there to dissuade them or take all of their paper.
So, once you guys write what you want to write, Tasha, Zabilno, whatever we want to call her, will have some. She'll cast another spell. Basically, they'll turn into the. I can't remember what it's called. Like the birds.
The
Paper
paper birds.
Paper birds, yeah. Basically, they'll turn into little birds and fly out the window.
Griswold's main thing is, telling her that Arvid was doing his best to help them and keep them alive, and was able to do so in the end. And he apologizes for getting him into it, and he will also inform her about the land he owns in the Prime Plane, about the farm and such.
So, couple of questions here. Did Arvid have the bag of holding?
Yes, he did.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you no longer have that. Signe also did not recover any of her gear, including her axe, her family heirloom. Callum didn't recover anything, but he lost.
Oh
rock.
no, my stick and rocks.
I love it. But yeah, so those things are all gone. So you lost your bag of holding, and then anything that was in it, I don't know. You did spend all your money at least. So you didn't just lose a bunch of money. That's good.
The only thing left in the bag of holding was essentially letters between Captain Ostrom and a nameless person who were attempting to summon a revenant.
Did you? So who has the letters of introduction and stuff that you got from the warlock?
Pretty sure they were in the bag.
I think they might have been too. So I think you lost those as well.
Yay!
And you're all broke.
And you're all broke.
Mhm.
So amongst the current, 4 of you, you have 30 gold total.
20.
20 gold total, yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep.
And you lost the revenue of the farm because, now the farm is lost. Not really lost. I mean, you guys, I guess, could technically take it over because it's not like he left it to anybody. He didn't know anybody.
And I'm sure Allie will be fine with it.
So when you are ready to depart, Zybilna will offer up. I can return you all to the prime material plane. I think I will actually go there myself. And she kind of looks around the room and says, but I will miss this place.
How long will you have to leave?
Well, as you know, time acts a little differently here. I'll start it with indefinitely. But I've traveled around quite a bit. Maybe it was time to move on anyway.
Out of curiosity, can you place us someplace specific on the prime material?
He sort of just chuckles. Yes, I can.
I'm sure we have gone long past when we were due. It's hard to track exact days, but it felt like long enough. But we did have a destination in mind before this whole incident.
You want to go straight there? To Vasselheim?
We've likely missed your sister already, but on the off chance that something strange happens with the time, yes.
So yeah, that's something that you would all could at least tell Griswold and Ragna as well, is that for them it was like a week, and for you guys it was like 3 months or 2 months or whatever I said. I don't remember.
You said 3, but we were locked in a box with no sun, so I'm not sure how much Callum knows of the time change.
You know that it was more than a week, which is what they thought it was.
Yeah.
I don't know about going straight to Vasselheim. We were what if I recall correctly, wasn't uh the sister supposed to be there like even before we went back to the Feywild to get to the Hells?
No, because well, she was in Wildmount, and she told you that she was heading to Vasselheim, and when you guys found that out, you did a turn tail to go back up.
Okay, so she was still across the sea.
Yeah. So if you had gone straight there, you would have beaten her there.
Okay.
But now she would have had time and to get there ahead of you because again, Matt Mercer made Exandria so tiny, she could have definitely gotten to Vasselheim in 3 months.
Okay.
We don't have the stone anymore either.
No, we don't. But unless one of you has a better means of getting in touch with her, then Vasselheim seems to be our best bet of finding her trail and getting in contact.
And just so that, not that we're leaving this place yet, but I'll move us back to the map real quick. Which always takes a lot of load because it's big. So to kind of give it the northern area, the kind of the lay of the land, like where people that kind of are. So you know that the Luvenhelm stepmom is here in Tranta. You know that your
There was something here.
yeah, that was listed on the crazy guys.
Yes.
You know that near Twilight's Vigil is where the Crimson Sepulchre is, which is the rumored entrance into the to the realm of Nerul, and where Thanatos emerges to reap the dead. You also know that Marcus, Ragnar Signe's dad, was seen in the northern area around the Faded Grove, around Black Rise. That's the last you'd heard, that he had gone north again and then he'd gone to Dathlider originally to go look for freaking Jin. I believe it's Winterheart is the suburb where your brother, Lubenhelm's brother, is. It's one of these 4 cities. I can't remember which one I said. It doesn't really matter. But it's where he became the warden. So that's kind of like in the general, like the happenings that you're aware of in the north. So yes, you are no longer in hell.
Yeah. Griswold, as we're like discussing where to go, we'll just kind of. Well, we do know at least people at the Nexus can get a hold of others for us. It appears to have been quite a bit of time passed. I don't know if she would still be there.
And at this point, the Nexus may not even be safe, considering what was going on with our uncle.
That as well.
Both
I feel like
your
we may...
statements.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, by all means, I'm pontificating.
It may just be nice to go, I don't know, I've never been to Vasselheim or somewhere near there, just to lay low for a little bit so you two can recover, regain your strength. We can do, I don't know, odd jobs or something so we can purchase things, I guess, for Signe so you can fight again.
When I
I
did
can
originally
always
travel, here, there was quite a fighting pit in Vasselheim. Possibly be able to make some money there.
Well, let's head there then. I'm always down for a fight.
There are other leads in the north as well, with your father and your brothers there, as well as where you were talking about the sepulcher, Calum.
Yes. And if need be, I may be able to find out where your sister is as well.
Without the stone?
Without the stone, though it won't come cheaply. No coin, but favors owed.
Well, I have different ways to find contacts in different areas as well. I might be able to pull some strings.
Whatever doesn't put you in danger. Or you. And she looks at Callum.
No danger, just... if someone has another means to find her, I'd rather use that.
I do have more connections in Stormhaven, but the north does seem to have more areas of interest as of right now. The only concern I have with not at least stopping by Stormhaven is, how long have we been gone from Ellie?
We should see her.
Or at least get word to her. If it's been more, as you say, more than a couple of weeks, she may think we're all dead. She may just leave the farm. She may, who knows?
Let's go see her.
You feel that Stormhaven is a more reliable chance of relocating our missing person?
Not
I know
Stormhaven, maybe the farm?
I know more people in Stormhaven is what I was saying. So it'd be easier for me to get information and send others out to gather more information. I don't
Plus,
know many people in Vasselheim.
plus the magical school there, assuming things have not been too terribly unstable, may be able to help us as well. I think that's fair.
After our last trip down south, returning to Stormhaven after a few weeks, month or so, it changed very much. So depending on how long we were gone, it might not even be the same city.
Well, if that's the case, here's hoping.
Depending how long we were gone, she could be anywhere as well. So, I still think I am in agreement with you. Stormhaven seems to make the most sense.
We could always, again, do a bit of work, gather a bit of coin, and travel wherever we need to go. But I would like to check in on Allie. I'm sure Ragnar, you would as well.
Yes.
And I can speak with Callista, see if there's been any word of your sister. And if not, again, we could always try the Nexus.
I would
Matt,
be
actually,
hesitant about that.
Matt, there was also another place up here, or maybe it was over here, that you told Nethalor, right? Wasn't that where the other really, really powerful mages are? I remember when I was leaving the city, when I was looking for ways to get to the Hells, someone said something about there being very powerful mages somewhere in this area. Or was it for Reese?
Yeah, it was for us, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I will say that as well. I'll say, in Forest there are also very powerful mages like at the Nexus. Perhaps they'd be willing to help. Again, we'll probably need to save up some money first.
And Zabilna kind of speaks up. As I mentioned, I will be heading to the Prime Material Plane myself, and I have no agreements not to assist there. So if there's anything that you need magically, I should be able to help.
Or perhaps a teleport. I mean, we go to the farm, we go to Stormhaven. I mean, if our sister is up in Vasselheim still, instead of traveling all those days, we just go up.
Well, I could potentially make a teleportation circle at this farm that you
Well,
mentioned.
the farm does have a portal to the Feywild already, but I think it goes to the Summer Court. I'm not sure.
It does.
And at this point, Vasselheim is still no for magic, right?
Nope.
Oh, it's not yet?
It's the calamity that made them feel
Okay.
that way.
All right.
It is still more of a religious city, so that's where all of the big temples and stuff are in
Yeah.
Asilra.
Okay.
But
So it wouldn't be unthinkable to be able to get a teleportation to there and it not be a big deal.
Yeah, there are likely teleportation circles there already.
All right. If that's the case, then the closest teleportation circle that we know of to the farm would probably be in Stormhaven.
Yeah, there are pretty much teleportation circles to basically everywhere on Exandria and Stormhaven at the Nexus.
Okay.
For now, we can just go to the farm and then get teleported to Vasselheim.
I don't know if we could go straight to the farm. That's why. This is Zabilna. Your magic is arcane and not like Arvid's, correct? Like nature's magic?
Correct.
Yeah, so I don't know if she'd be able to bring us to the farm instead of somewhere with a teleportation circle. I don't know how traveling through different realms works.
Okay.
But I mean, if you have a map, we could point to where the farm is if it would be possible.
Well, it's technically the farm of a former subject.
That's right. The farm is built on your previous warlock's home. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I should say, not built on, but a repurposing of that dwelling.
Madrick, yes. Familiar.
And has it been a very long time since you've been to the Prime Plane?
Um, to stay, it's been quite some time, but I did actually meet Signe and Ragna when they were children.
He
Sure.
kind of just looks at those two.
You remember her? That was she was at um the carnival. She at that time appeared as a fully white-haired woman, and she gave Signa candy. I think like don't take the candy from strangers, but I
Yeah.
believe
Well,
that's,
I mean, if she wasn't so cool, I wouldn't have taken candy from her.
and I think that she was there when Ragna was born. I believe that was because it was on a it was on a roll table. I believe that she was there. So Ragna wouldn't remember that, but Signe would.
So what we would know, like, would you guys tell us about that?
Oh,
I think we did.
Oh
When
yeah,
we
we did actually.
yeah.
Yeah, when we were at
Right.
the
Griswold is gonna go like plumbing through or grounding through his backpack and pull out a little piece of paper, and he's gonna kind of walk over to Isabella and hand it to her and just say, "I found this back when we were at the carnival, and it is the carnival ticket from someone named Isolde. It's unpunched and stuff." And I'm just gonna say, "Do you does this is this some person familiar or anything?"
I believe she was the original owner of the Witchlight Carnival.
Ah, I've had that in my bag for a very, very long time now. I didn't even think of the carnival until you mentioned the knowing them as children.
Well, you see, that's why I got all disappointed she wanted my sister and not me, too. I was like, you know. Cool lady. I was kind of hoping to also be in her service, you know? We're all good now, though. No hard feelings or anything. I'm good. I just still really like you.
Mm. Some changes on the Prime Plane. There are many different cults going around right now, including death cults and cults of dragons and well, a lot of chaos happening.
Well, sounds exciting. And then she just kind of looks around at everybody. Shall we?
Okay.
Absolutely.
I suppose.
So to the farm.
Yes.
Hmm.
So everybody, including our fallen Arvid, everybody roll a D100.
At least I got my favorite number.
All right. So let me do a couple of things here. And just for the record, when you headed out to meet the druids, it was Misuthar the 26th, which is essentially February the 26th, 173 was the year.
Oh, that's right. You guys went to meet the druids. How did that go?
It actually went
they-
really easy.
They paid them all the money that they had, and it still wasn't technically enough.
So I had to basically give them free weed for indefinitely.
farm.
Yeah.
Joke's on them. There is no more farm.
So, this real quick here. All right, so, oh shoot, did that wrong. Okay. February the 26th of 173 BD. Because it's, getting late, we won't go into like how you figured this out, but I think it's a nice end cap to say that when you return to the prime material plane, it is Dualahay, so it is now March the 18th of 171. So you have been gone for 2 years and 1 month.
I get a birthday blessing again. All right.
Wow.
So, starting next week, we'll find out all the things that have happened in
I'm
20
sure great improvements have been made.